What's up, guys? In this video, we are going to talk about periodization. So that's basically how a training program is structured to help you progress. There's lots of different kinds. There's basically 3 kinds that I'm a fan of using, and we'll go over those. So first, there is basic linear periodization. So basically, hey, Mondays are bench days. We're just gonna keep trying to add 5 pounds every week. So every week it kind of starts to creep up. And the problem with that kind of periodization is that it works extremely well for beginner especially, but then even into intermediate lifters. But you will get to a point where you plateau and you just can't keep adding 5 pounds to the lift. So the next type of periodization I use in my preferred periodization model is an alternating linear periodization. So in this case, we'll take upper body movements. So maybe one week we're hitting a bench press at 70%. The next week we're going to be hitting an overhead press at 70%. Week 3, back to bench press but heavier. Week 4, back to overhead press but heavier. So it's linear, but the exercises that you use on the main movements change so that it's a more gradual progression. It hits muscles at a couple different angles. Instead of just hitting the same thing every time. What I like about this is for more advanced, intermediate, and advanced lifters, it works extremely well because it gives your body more time to adapt and get stronger than just straight linear periodization. I do this in all my programs with the accessory movements. The other thing that's great about alternating linear periodization is it hits at all the different angles of the muscle. So maybe we're doing rope tricep extensions on the cable machine, and then maybe next week we're doing the bar. So it hits inner head and outer head on those more depending on variation. The other cool thing is it keeps it a little more variety in your programming. So it makes your programming a little less boring. My background, I came from CrossFit back in the day, and that is tons of variation. So a straight linear, do the same thing every week but add a little weight, I get bored so quick on that. The last periodization model that I use in our initial programs is a block periodization model. So basically, this is the tank, is the program that uses this. It's a 12-week program. Each program has a very specific goal. And you can do that with longer programs because it's covering different periods of time. So there's a first block that's hypertrophy or muscle building focused. There's a second block that kind of moves from hypertrophy into strength. And there's a third block that moves from just general strength into more of a strength, pushing toward that peak strength that you can get. So this is nice. I still use my alternating periodization on the accessory movements, but there'll be a 4-week block with the same main movement and 2 supplemental lifts. And then the next block, those change to address other weak points. And then the accessories are always bouncing back and forth. So it's kind of a combination of linear periodization and some alternating linear periodization, but in a block format where there's different chunks of the program dedicated to different specific things. And that's just kind of a brief overview of what you're looking at in my programming style that you're going to encounter throughout all the programs that I have now and the vast majority of the programs that will come out in the future. Keep checking the videos throughout the playlist here, and it'll give you a breakdown of all the individual programs and specific things you might have to be aware of when doing those. Stay tuned, we'll keep updating as we go.